It's an ongoing battle for Veronica. Every time there's heavy rain, her property gets flooded. 2 decades on, the problem still hasn't been fixed. And that's not her only beef with council.
Something desperately needs to be done. It's one property, so why am I being charged twice? It's an ongoing battle.
There's rain on the way, and for 84-year-old Veronica Hill, there's not a moment to rest. She's preparing to deal with a problem she calls
the dreaded drainage. Yes.
Outside, Veronica's much-loved garden is soaking up the first drops of rain, and as we brave the elements, some ominous puddles are starting to form.
We've got a bit of light rain, Veronica, and there's a fair bit of water piling up outside your place.
This is nothing. You should see it when it really rains.
This is what a real downpour looks like at Veronica's. As we learn, it's not a recent issue.
15 to 20 years ago, the street was remade and there's been no drainage point at the bottom of the hill. So when there's heavy rains, I get flooded.
Clearly, the infrastructure in Veronica's street isn't coping with today's shower, and yet her local council, the City of Casey, refuses to build a drain outside Veronica's at the bottom of the hill.
It's been an ongoing thing now for many years. My husband's passed away 13 years ago this month, and we were fighting this problem from before he passed.
Jim was the love of Veronica's life. They moved into this house in Melbourne's Doveton on Australia Day 1968, raising their 4 kids here. Jim was an engineer and built this bar as well as a number of makeshift drains in the yard. For Veronica, convincing council to deal with the water flow is what Jim would have wanted. Years ago, the couple built a granny flat for Jim's mum.
The granny flat is unlivable now. It's 37 years old. It's had no services connected to it in the last 2 years or more.
Sure enough, the gas meter has been disconnected and inside the water doesn't run anymore. And yet Casey Council continues to charge Veronica one set of rates for her house and a second lot for the granny flat.
It's always been on the one title, but it was deemed unsafe by the gas people. I can't afford to do anything about fixing it, so it just sits there.
But where roses grow, so does hope. The state government recently ruled the granny flat isn't a second dwelling for land tax purposes, and Veronica would like council to review the rates.
It's minimal, but yes, it could be looked at, I dare say.
Jim and Veronica devoted their lives to community service, founding the local Little Athletics Club, which explains her impressive trophy cabinet, where not every prize is for volunteering.
Who won that one?
That's one that I won way back in 1951 at the Fiskin Cup Sports.
Do you ever get that out and just show the kids that Mum was every bit the athlete they were?
Occasionally, but they were...
Modesty is definitely a word to describe Veronica. In fact, it's only as we leaf through her scrapbook that we discover the same City of Casey that won't fix her drain once named her Citizen of the Year for her love of volunteering.
It's just a delight to be able to do something for the community.
The City of Casey has so far laid a single line of sandbags at Veronica's front fence, which is starting to disintegrate. The situation bringing this proud great-grandmother to her knees in frustration with this plea to council.
Stop sandbagging and fix the drains.
Well, council says it's not going to budge on the rates, and when it comes to the flooding, they're working on it. It's only been 20 years, guys. Don't rush.